So we asked the question whether Washington, divided on so many issues, can stay united on this one. Guy Benson is political editor for townhall.com, and Jehmu Greene is former president of Women's Media Center, both Fox News contributors. Great to see you.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Guy, you first. What does this really mean for each party? What's at stake, and what are the possibilities of them coming together?
Well, I think they definitely will come together. The House of Representatives has already advanced and passed an aid bill for Ukraine, financial aid for the government in Kiev. I know there was some wrangling in the Senate over some unrelated provisions, a trade-off involving the IMF and IRS rules, and I think that will be smoothed over and resolved this week. I think that there is a strong bipartisan consensus that this aggressive action, this illegal invasion by the Kremlin, by Putin, is not going to stand and must not stand without some sort of significant response by the United States and the West.
Jehmu, our European allies, what are they looking to us to do here, and how important is it to make the right decision to preserve, if not improve, our relations?
What they're looking for us to do, all of those things that Guy just said, to stand firm with the Ukrainian government. And unfortunately, what has been happening is we have seen bipartisanship take hold in D.C. in ways that are against our national security. And Guy, I hear you saying that, you know, it's going to be worked out, but when you have the Tea Party folks that have taken over since 2010 saying that they are going to put our national security interests on the line to hold up support to the Ukrainian people because of IRS regulations, because of IMF reform, that is ludicrous. They are being bullies in the same way that Putin is a bully.
Well, Guy, it has been more than 2 weeks since the Crimean invasion. And Senator Corker said today there really has been little action and that the Obama White House has created an air of permissiveness instead of resolve. Is it true that if Putin only understands strength, then this is a White House that's been long on rhetoric and short on substance?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm just sort of astonished by the partisanship of Jehmu's answer there. I don't understand how this is the Tea Party's fault. I think that there are some unrelated issues that should be cleared out of the bill, and it should move forward.
They're not related. Agreement. That's exactly true. They're not related, and they should not be brought into this conversation. Yeah, but they did bring the IRS into it. That's ridiculous. And we should be supporting the Ukrainian government.
All right, Guy, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if we're yelling about the Tea Party, the House of Representatives controlled by the Republicans already passed a bill giving aid to Ukraine. So I don't want to get into a big partisan food fight on this, of all things. I don't quite understand why we're doing that. I will say, in response to your question, Greg, is that of course Vladimir Putin is a strong man who understands strength. I think that there are legitimate criticisms of the Obama administration to be leveled. I think that Vladimir Putin had a front row seat to our waffling and vacillating when it came to the Syrian red line, with our accidental policy that we came up with falling apart to this day at the seams. He saw how the president drew a red line, then refused to defend it. And so I think that probably was weakness that was provocative. But the question is, you know, where do we go from here? And I think that there's no appetite for military action in the United States or in the West. I think sanctions, a significant sanctions regime is the most we're going to see. And while I think we will get that from Washington, D.C., I'm a little bit more concerned about some of our allies in Europe who are more reliant on Russian energy resources than we are.